Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, my channel all about knitting and cross stitch and whatever crafty things I have been up to. Today you are joining me on a cross stitch episode. It is August 10th, 2020 and I have lots of stuff to show you guys. Before we jump into that though, I have a couple little announcements. First of all, where you can find me. The first place is on Instagram at birch.and.lily, and the second, if you're into knitting, is on Ravelry at birchandlily. As well, if you are into knitting and you haven't caught my previous episode, I did have a giveaway that I'm doing on the last episode. That is episode 45, I believe. I am giving away some yarn, some stitch markers, so definitely check that out if you're into knitting as well. So I don't have any finished objects this episode, no surprise there, but I do have quite a few works in progress. I didn't think I had worked on this many different things the past couple weeks, but I did. So I guess that's good for you guys. Lots of stuff to see. I have a couple projects I haven't worked on in a while. Lots of fun stuff to show you guys. So let's jump on in. So the first project that I have been working on is His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. I haven't worked on this one in a while, but I've made so much progress, so I'm really excited to show you guys. I have everything squished. There's lots of stuff with this project. Everything squished into this pretty bag from Pretty Southern. So as with pretty much every project that I work on cross-stitch wise, I am using the called for floss, and as always they're tangled, but I love the colors for this project. Mostly muted, but there are a couple bright ones that really pop. So I am stitching this up on 40 count Mallow. It is not the call for. I couldn't tell you what the call for is, I can't remember. But I do believe the project calls for a 28 count, so this is significantly smaller. Let's see if I can fit this all on the screen. So, nope, I'm gonna have to slide back. I did the whole border. I am so excited. I decided to be brave and I just started going around and it matched up first try, which is amazing. But now that whole line around the border is done. There are still these flowers and leaves to do, but I can slowly do those as I go around now. The border is done. And then I did also finish the verse in the middle. Otherwise, I haven't done anything animal-wise. I was just really feeling like doing a border, and so I did the border and the words, and yeah, I felt really accomplished. So I don't know if I'll pull this out again anytime soon. I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling. I kind of play everything by the seat of my pants right now. So I am very pleased with how I have progressed on this, and I guess we'll see what happens. Another project that I've made a lot of progress on, I don't know what I was doing this week, but I was flying. This is Merry Needleworker, a pattern by Lindy Stitches. I am also stitching this up on the called for fabric, which is Bramble, but I am using a different count. The pattern calls for 32 count. I am stitching on 40. I have it in this floral bag. I'm not going to flip it because the vinyl on the front is very reflective. But this is from Made by Mama Joan. Again, I'm using all of the call for threads and the RMS, but super pretty. If you haven't seen this pattern before, it does come with two color options. So totally different fabric, totally different threads. One is called the Day Garden and one is called the Night Garden. I'm stitching the Day Garden. And guys, the teal part of the skirt is done. That is mostly what I've been working on this week. Last week was His Eyes on the Sparrow. I was getting the border done on that. This week I was finishing the dreaded skirt. So the skirt is done. I am so excited. I still have the lace on the bottom. I have started a little bit of that there. I'm sure you can see. But the dreaded skirt is done and this is gonna fly now, and I'm so excited because I want it hung up in here so badly. I just love this pattern. It's so whimsical and so fun. Stephanie of Lindy Stitches really knows what she's doing. Very unique patterns, but like in a good way. Unique is good, right? I'm just loving this. So yeah, yesterday I finished the skirt and I started the lace, and then I had to put it down because my hands were cramping. I wanted so badly to finish this skirt. So I will definitely be working on this probably today again. I don't know, we'll see how I'm feeling. I kind of want to knit too. The past week I've really just been focusing on this, and I haven't knit much. I haven't done much of anything else, so maybe I'll take a break and do some knitting, but I'm loving this. Stephanie also does a really good job of using DMC a lot. So most of this pattern is stitched in DMC. Only bigger areas, like the skirt, of course, are using fancy floss so that you get some variegation in there. She does a really good job of that, and it definitely makes her patterns a little bit more affordable to stitch up. So yeah, lots of progress on this, hoping to have lots more soon. I'm not gonna say maybe I'll have it finished by next episode, because every time I say that, I swear I jinx myself, but I'm really enjoying working on this project. So here's something you haven't seen in a while. I have put this away because my mom is also stitching on this project and she wanted some time to catch up. But I really wanted to work on it last night after I finished that skirt, so I did pull it out and put a little bit of progress into it. Not tons. This is a Shepherd's Song. It's the pattern by Plum Samplers. I have it in a very fitting sheep bag, again from Pretty Southern. It has a vinyl front as well. Of course, we have the called for threads. Very pretty colors. Again, I love primitive stuff, and these are primitive colors for sure. I am stitching this project up on 40 count winter brew. I believe the pattern calls for a 36 count hog bristle. I couldn't get a hold of it. I had winter brew in my stash and it works perfectly, I think. So that is what I'm using. And here we go. So all I've really done since the last time you saw this was those windows at the top of the house. And it's hard to see, but I did start another sheep there at the bottom. So not tons, but I love this. I want this hung up so badly too. It's so pretty, but there is so much fill in on this. Like I have the whole house, all the grass across the bottom. Apparently I'm picking projects that have a lot of fill in because Mary Needleworker does as well. But it just looks so pretty in the photo on the front of the pattern. And I'm sure I'll have popped up a photo for you guys as well. Really enjoying this. So I'll probably slowly put work in on the house just so it doesn't feel tedious, and then kind of work on tiny little motifs along with that. We'll see. I'm loving it so much. Plum Samplers is probably my favorite designer. Paulette Stewart does an amazing job with her patterns. They all seem to fit my aesthetic. I love them so much. And this one is no different. When I saw this at market, I was like, if I buy one thing, and I can only buy one thing, it would be this pattern. So, and then I bought Mary Needleworker and a couple other things, but this was definitely at the top of my list, and it's continued to stay there. While I had given my mom a break, I did really want to work on it the whole time, so I think she's got almost a month where I didn't work on it, so if she hasn't caught up, well, Mom, I gave you lots of time. I told you I would. Here's another exciting one. I think I showed this last episode. This is the Berry Bowl Sampler. It's a collaboration between Heartstring, Samplery, and the Scarlett House. They each designed half of the pattern. And last time I had showed you this project. That's the word I was looking for. Last time I showed this to you, I was missing a couple different flosses, and so I had empty spaces all over the project, waiting for those flosses to show up so I could fill them in. And they came. So I was able to put a lot of work into this, just filling in random things. It's crazy how doing that makes something look so much more finished. Like, I really didn't do a ton on this, but it looks really, really different than last time. So I have this project in a bag from the Sag & Stitch. Always vinyl front. I love vinyl front bags for cross stitch, but like I said, I'm going to stop turning them around because my lights always flash off of the vinyl on the front. So bag from the Sag & Stitch. Again, all of the called for threads, and they are a beautiful tangly mess. And now I have them all, which is awesome. So like I said, this pattern is designed in 2 halves, and the way that it's designed is that one half is stitched on one fabric, the other is stitched on another, and then you're supposed to sew them together in the middle. I'm not doing that. I'm just using one fabric because I want to figure that out. So I am stitching my project up on 36 count Wren. And here we have it. So since last time, I think that and that are the only new things. And the rest of this is all just kind of had empty spaces filled in. I love the colors of this. They're muted but bright at the same time. That doesn't make any sense, but the colors are really neat. So this side that I'm working on is the side that was designed by Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. So I'm just going to work myself all the way down, get that side done, and then work on the other. Because the way this pattern is charted, they each charted them individually, so there's completely different symbols for the same color on each portion of the chart. So let's say this one, I remember the name of off the top of my head. This pink color for the berries is Tennessee Red Clay. So on this side of the pattern, it's got one symbol. On the other side of the pattern, it has a completely different symbol. So I just want to get this whole side done so I don't get confused, and then I will start working on the other side. So yeah, I love this. It's really fun, really pretty. I feel like I've made so much progress since the last episode. Usually I don't, but I feel really productive, which is great. One final project that I've worked on in the past couple weeks. This I had just started last episode and showed you guys. It is a Saviour's Praise. This is a pattern by Shakespeare's Peddler. Again, I have a pretty southern bag. It's pretty. That sounded really dumb. So I have all of the called for threads as well for this project. It uses a lot of anchor thread, which I'm really enjoying, minus one color. I don't know what it is. It must have been plied wrong or something, because yeah, 845 from anchor is splitting and breaking on me like nobody's business. I do not know why. Because the other anchor threads are holding up just fine for me, so it's not the threads in general, I don't think. They're not ripping on me. It's just 845. I cannot keep a strand together. So I think I might have to go through and cut them in half so they're not as long of lengths and there's less chance of me snapping them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do 100% yet. If you have a solution for that, let me know in the comments, because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of floss, because every time it breaks, it leaves these like little fuzzy ends that I have to cut off, and then I'm wasting like this much of my floss because it is all fuzzy stuff. So mostly anchor threads. There are 4 weeks, so the floss is actually quite reasonable for this project as well, minus the fact that there's a lot of it. But I am stitching this up on the called for fabric, which is a 40 count Beach Brew. And I've made a decent amount of progress since last time. I'm working on the border still. I think last time you could cut it off right about there and right about there. And that was how much I had done. So, a decent amount. There's lots of color changes, lots of tiny little motifs, so it's definitely taking a while. I'm not complaining though, because it's really fun. But yeah, that 845 is the color of this vine. So every time it breaks, it's so annoying, because I could have kept going, let's say all that way, and then it broke here, and it broke here, and it broke, like, yeah, I don't know. So maybe I just need to order a new skein of it or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But really, really enjoying this project. Still working on so many big projects, but I don't know, something about watching it grow is so fun. I think that's why I enjoy the big ones. Like, little projects are fun, but watching a big one grow and just seeing it evolve is really cool. I love that. I know I have set myself out as I'm a progress knitter. I like the whole, or process. That's the word, process. I like the whole process of knitting stuff, doing all that, and when I'm done, I'm like, oh, okay, what next? And I'm definitely that way with cross stitch as well. I love the whole process of watching it grow and evolve and get bigger. So really loving this. Definitely, I don't know what I'm going to work on in the next couple weeks, but I want to work on all these things. We will see what I do. Anyways, that is the final project that I have to show you guys for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you would consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps me out a lot. And if you want to get notifications when I post a new video, I post a new video every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can ring the little bell down below and it will give you notifications every time I upload. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are healthy and well and enjoying all of your extra crafting time, enjoying this beautiful summer weather. And I will see you guys, if you're interested in knitting, next week at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for a knitting episode on my channel. If you're only here for cross stitch, 2 weeks from now, there will be a new cross stitch episode uploaded for you guys. Yeah, take care. Thanks again. Bye.